Hi everyone, Jackie here with Enjoying Life's Journey. Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to do a budget with me video, and I'm actually going to be doing a budget with me for the week, for this current week. Now if you're familiar with the channel, I usually share a monthly or quarterly budget with me video and then a monthly report card where I go over our income and expenses that we've actually spent at the end of the month. I have had some questions though regarding the weekly budget. So I do at the beginning of the month or before the month is approaches, I budget out for the entire month, and then I budget out each week. Basically though, these weeks here are my husband's paydays. So for us, he gets paid every Wednesday. So every Wednesday I come in and I allocate that money. So we do a zero-based budget. So I need to tell everything, every dollar, where it's going. And I did have some questions on how I kind of use these weekly categories. So I thought if I did a weekly budget with me and kind of walked you through my process, hopefully that will answer some of the questions that you guys might have had. If you have any questions as I'm going through, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll be glad to either make another video explaining it better or answering them in the comments, depending on which is better. So we're in June right here, and today is Wednesday the 21st. So my husband got paid. So what I do when I start, like I mentioned, I go over a budget every week, is I make sure I have my calculator. So I have my calculator on my phone. I make sure I have my cash envelope because I want to make sure my cash category is accurate, is up to date. And then I have a piece of paper here just so I can write down how much cash am I taking out of the bank from this paycheck to go into my cash envelope. The other thing is, if you've watched before, I used to have my earnings here from YouTube and my Amazon affiliate. I've actually moved that onto its own budget, my own business budget, if you will, because that I have added an online store and things like that. So this is just my husband's income, so we are basically a one income family. If you guys want to see as my business starts growing in the backside, I will start paying myself, so that I will be adding on here if I pay myself from the business. But if you guys are curious in my business and anything like that, if you want to see any videos or budgets regarding that, let me know and I can do those as well. So let's just jump in here. So the first thing I do is I go on to my bank account, which I've already done. I'm not going to do that with you guys today because I don't know how to cover up private information yet on here. I go onto the bank account and I see how much my husband's paycheck was. And so he's had a good month so far. He normally gets paid around $498 or say $500 a week. However, he's done a lot of overtime this month, and so it's really helping us out. So for the 21st, he got paid $819.91, which is great. I just want to scroll down here and show you here, he got paid on the 7th, he got paid on the 14th, and you can kind of see, what we've allocated funds to throughout those pay periods. I start everything off gray, and then as I use that column, I'll open it up. This way it just helps me look at it from a glance, what needs to come out of where. So for instance, I'm going to scroll down here for you. You'll see here under this first category here, we have a 0. So we've spent all of that paycheck. This category, we still have $318 left from this paycheck. If you look up here, this is blank, so that means this bill is being covered. This is blank, means this bill is being covered. Okay, let's see. Also, savings is out of that paycheck. So I've already allocated that. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the 21st. I'm going to determine where is this money going. Let me bring this over if I can so you can see this a little bit better. So this is where our cash is, what's left in our cash envelopes, which I've already double checked that as well. And this is, like I mentioned, how much was allocated from this paycheck that's still in the bank. So 123 is here, and then the amount that's due, the 95.59 is here, and the 97.03 is here. I hope this makes sense. Again, if you have questions, let me know. but I'm basically saying I'm going off of these due dates. So I want to make sure anything that has a due date, I always make sure it comes out of the paycheck before it's due, or more so. So most of these I paid with the 14th, or I made sure the money was in the account from the 14th paycheck. Again, this one was due on the 16th, so it was paid right away. This is due tomorrow, so this will be coming out tomorrow, and this isn't due till the 28th, but I already have the money allocated, it's in there, it's ready to go. So for this one, the next payment that's coming out, that's our biggest expense, is our rent. And so our rent actually needs to come out of 2 paychecks. We need to be able to cover it for 2 paychecks. So it's $950.36. Let me back up a moment. Before I allocate this out, I also make sure all my numbers match for what's currently in the bank account, to make sure I've basically balanced the books, if you will, or balanced my checking account, balanced my checks, balance my checkbook, however you want to say it. But I make sure that this is accurate. So this is exactly how much we have. It's basically Ricky's paycheck plus the $318. Now last week I did not take any cash out because we are in the process of switching banks. So I'm actually going to be transferring a lot of our money into a different bank checking account and a different savings account here later this month or this week. I'm in the process of doing that. So I didn't want to take out, usually what I've been doing was taking out our savings. I wanted to get to a certain amount before I opened up a specific account, but now I don't need to, so that's a whole different thing. These here I usually have set up to automatically do the math for me, so I have to do that. I have not done that yet, so I'll do that in a moment. Okay, so like I said, the first thing I need to focus on is the rent here. Now the rent's due on the 29th, so basically the 28th, the paycheck on the 28th will be completely allocated only to rent, and what's left over I need to make sure comes out of this paycheck from the 21st. Now I'm not sure, these are estimated based on the amount of overtime that Ricky's worked so far. So I'm just going to estimate here. And you guys, I'm taking you along, like this is what I do, and sometimes it's super easy to figure out, and sometimes I have to do a little bit of math. So right now I'm going to do some math. Okay, so this, basically what I did was I took how much he's been paid so far minus how much we're estimating him to get paid. So that gives me $668. So roughly the 28th paycheck should be around $668. Again, he had a ton of overtime this month, which was awesome. Normally his paychecks are more like $500. So I know that $668 is coming out of this $950. Okay, so I'm going to minus my $950, 36. So basically I know that I need, out of that in the bank, I need $281.77 from this $800. Okay, so I marked that here for me, so I know. So now what I can do is I can take the $819.91 minus this $281. Okay, so I have $538.14 to allocate down here. All right, so the first thing, again, I'm just going to double check, is there anything coming up that has a due date that I need to make sure is covered? Okay, so here, these business expenses, again, this is how much we've invested into the business. Now there are other bills that are coming out on the 2nd and the 6th, but again, I put that into a separate budget, so those no longer apply with our personal budget. So I'm going to scroll on down. All right, so we have, let's see if we have any other due dates coming up. So everything with a due date, I hope you can see this, everything with a due date is covered from this other paycheck like I mentioned, okay? Our fund category, we've already spent what we've budgeted, so we won't be adding anything into that fund. So I'm going to come back up to the top here, and I'm just going to work my way down. I'm going to start with my lower balances here. Okay, so this, our gifts and our donations here. So I'm going to highlight these because we're going to go ahead and finish. We're going to fund those up. So this donations, we want to do $35. So I'm going to say in the bank we have $35 allocated for that. And this The subtracting how much we had left from what we've spent is $50. So those are allocated here. That's allocated, all right. Now we're gonna go down here to groceries. We need to finish out our grocery budget. Basically, we budgeted $300. We still have $20.44 cash. So I know we usually spend about 60. We spend anywhere from 55 to 65, maybe 75 a week. It kind of depends on different things. But I know $20 cash is not gonna feed us for the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish out our grocery budget. So we've already done 232. So I know we have out of our budget 68. So we're gonna do 68. So I'm gonna say we have $68 in our bank to go towards this bill, okay? So now we're gonna go down, and what I'm doing here, just in case you wanna know, is this number here, what's in the bank, I need to match this number here, what's in the bank. I hope that makes sense. So that's what I'm doing. That way I know where it comes. Then my next step is going to determine which ones are for my cash envelopes, and I'll add those together. And then when Ricky calls me on his lunch break, I'll let him know, pick up X amount of money from the bank, and I will stuff the cash envelopes when he gets home. So household, we had budgeted $12.53. We've only spent $6, so let's go ahead and finish that one out as well. So again, in the bank, $6.53 is what's in there. Now, if we don't spend this, say we still have cash and we don't spend this, we will roll it over or keep it in a mini savings. So this is diapers, but we may not need to buy diapers this month because our daughter's potty training, so she basically only sleeps in diapers now. So if we don't end up spending that 20 towards diapers, we'll go ahead and put it in we'll keep it in the girls fund so they can use it for, clothes. They're growing like weeds, so we gotta start thinking about getting new clothes. I just look here to see what's budgeted versus what we've spent to see if there's anything left. Okay, so the other thing here, gas. We need to finish out our gas budget. Hope this makes sense. So we budgeted $160 for gas. We've spent $90.27 so far. So we still have $69.73 in the bank that we can use towards our gas. So we are at $826.65. Oh, homeschool. Okay, so there is a homeschool conference coming up in July, and I would like to go, and it might actually be $45, but I'm going to save $35 at least from this paycheck, and then I can finish it out. So I'm going to minus my $35 from there. All right, so $276 is what is here. So savings, $280 is now in the bank. Okay, so what we budgeted, we officially have in the bank. So some will come from this, some will come from that. The Roth IRA. All right, so savings, we're going to go ahead and finish that. So the $280 for savings. And so for the Roth IRA, $119.97. Let's see. So for now, this is actually going into it's going into one savings account currently. Once I figure out where we're going to open our Roth IRA, then I'll move it. But this is kind of like a bookkeeping for me, so I know this is how much is for that. Again, we're switching banks or moving stuff around, so it is going to be a little different. So everything is matching up beautifully. So anyway, so here now everything is budgeted, okay? Do you see how I did this? So I open these all up because I know these are what's being covered with this paycheck. Okay, so I went ahead and got my things to match up here just because I hadn't had those formatted properly. So basically, again, at the bottom here, it's telling me what I have. So again, I have $318 left from this paycheck. I have the full paycheck here. I've gone and I've told which bill is which expense is coming out of which paycheck, and I've allocated here what is in the bank. So now what's in the bank matches what's in the bank. So lastly, what I'll do, well, it's not totally lastly, but what I'll do for right now is now I'm going to go through and I'm going to look at which ones are cash that need to come out, and I'm going to add those together like I mentioned. Okay, so for now, savings I'm leaving in the bank because, like I mentioned, we're actually opening up a online bank, so I need to be able to transfer the money over. I'll talk more about that maybe in a separate video of why I switched banks once that's all said and done. So that's going to stay in the bank till it transfers. This one I will be paying online, so I'm going to keep that in the bank. Christmas fund, I can go ahead and take that out, so 50. This is donation. This is my Arizona Trails Association. I have become a hiking trail steward for a section of the Arizona Trail, and so I donate $35 every year to be a member, and then I donate time where we actually go out to the trail a few times a year. So that will stay in the bank because I got to pay that online. Rent will stay in the bank because that will come out automatically, plus I still have the other paycheck that needs to be added to that amount. Groceries will come out, so my 50 plus 68. My household will come out. So these asterisks here tell me that this is usually my cash envelopes. Okay, so we have this $6.58 or 53 cents. Okay. This is a bill, again, that comes out automatically, so that will stay in there. Gas, what I've been doing is I've been leaving, I used to take gas money out as cash. However, that's why I have asterisk here. However, it's been easier for me to just take everything out that shouldn't be in there and still allow Ricky, because Ricky's usually the one that primarily fills up the gas tank. So it's easier for him just to swipe the card, and then I just go and I'll look at every week. I look at the bank account and I catch anything, or he'll bring me the receipt home. So this, I'm actually going to leave gas money. I will leave in the bank this time. Like I said, we've been switching that over. So I'm going to take this asterisk off of here. Just because we don't do that anymore. And gifts, I'm actually going to add an asterisk because now we've been doing cash for those. Okay, and this bill needs to come out. And again, we don't have any, we're not doing any fun. We're trying not to spend any money on fun this week because we've already spent that money. We will be buying groceries, so we will not be eating out this week. And it's super easy not to spend that money that way. And we do plan on, if Ricky's not working overtime on Saturday because he doesn't know yet, then we're going to go to the lake, which would just come out of gas money and groceries, so we don't have any added expenses for our entertainment, if you will, for the rest of the month anyway, so we should be good. All right, so that brings me to, so that's $124.53. Ricky usually just stops at the ATM, so I know it needs to be in increments of 20. So I'm just going to tell him to take out 120. So I'm going to make a note for myself, 120. And so again, he'll call me on his lunch break, and I'll say, hey, pick up 120 out of the ATM. When he comes home with that cash, I will then put it in here as saying that it has officially come out of the bank, and then I will put the cash in my cash envelope system here. With what I do is I have these little sticky notes, and I just write what is the category and how much is left in there. Basically, that's how I do the weekly budget. Again, nothing is officially out of the bank yet. We do have a bill coming out tomorrow, so sometimes I will check my budget more than once a week because I like to update it as things happen if I can. So tomorrow, or like I mentioned, tonight when Ricky comes home with the cash, I'll make sure and I'll put, okay, $50 was for gifts, and then the 68 basically for groceries, and the little bit here. So we'll still have some of this household money in the bank, but for the most part, our groceries and our Christmas money, our cash, will be out of the bank. So I will update that when he comes home, and then I just move it boop, over here to our cash section. Again, when we finish setting up the new bank, I will show this stuff being transferred, being out, the fact that it will be transferred over to the new bank. And then as things happen, so as gas is spent, it will get plugged in here. As these bills come out, it will get updated here. So that's my weekly budget with me. So thank you guys for joining me. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I know some of this might seem like a lot of work, but this is what works for me. It keeps me on track. It keeps me knowing exactly where my money's going, and I like it. It's a peace of mind type thing. But yeah, so thank you for watching me. Thanks for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions. Give me a thumbs up if you like my budget videos. Let me know if there's any type of personal finance budget related topics that you would like me to cover in any future videos. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!